no, I was hooked. They left. Well, you know where it ends. They left the CDC. The CDC exploded into a ball of fire. A fish on. Woo, daddy. I saw those marks. I knew. I'm on the phone with Wes. I've had an extremely tough morning. I hit this bank earlier. There was nothing here. There's a little scattered bait. Sure enough, I came back this afternoon. I got breeze. The bait has sucked up off the bottom. There were hard marks in it. I put on a speed spoon, and that fast. You saw it right there. Chrome speed spoon, fish on. Trust your sonar, read the conditions, and be aggressive. When the situation calls for being aggressive, be aggressive. Fish on. I'm all trying to keep the kayak straight here. I don't have a second rod out. Nothing to worry about there. I'm gonna bring this fish to the boat here. It's been a boring morning for Lucy. She hasn't got to check anything out, although we did get to go swimming here. Sure, this is a rainbow. There were some pretty good marks back there. There were 5 or 6 fish on a hump and a big old spot of bait. So hopefully this is turned on. It's game on. So let's see what we got here. Not putting up a tremendous fight, but the water is cold. Oh yeah, rainbow baby, right here. I'm just gonna lift this fish. He wanted that speed spoon. Right there. Yes. What a beauty. Woo! Whoa, he's trying to get out through the pedal hole. That's dinner. I'm keeping that fish. I'm gonna try to put together a limit. My dad is at home. He can't leave the house with the virus, and he told me, bring me some fish, son. So you got one, Dad. Here comes some more. I'm gonna get this on the stringer, and we will get on the troll again. Yes. Well, right there. They're down there. They're feeding on pond smelt. I showed them the speed spoon, chrome on chrome, big prominent eye, match the hatch, catch the fish. Trust your sonar. I saw the bait. I saw the marks. We got a little ripple here on the surface. I knew it was time to get back to aggressive trolling, and less than 5 minutes, I got a fish for the stringer. So let's regroup here, go right back through there again, and see if we can get another. FishHuntShoot.com offers a variety of tackle as well as rods and reels designed to get you on more and bigger fish. Check it out today at FishHuntShoot.com. Howdy folks, Cal Kellogg here. Today I want to talk about power trolling for trout. I want to talk about when to power troll, I want to talk about how to power troll, and I want to talk about why you would want to power troll. Now in the beginning of this video, you saw me catch trout up at Rollins Reservoir. I caught that fish the day before yesterday, and that fish came after a very difficult morning. I was getting skunked prior to catching that fish. When I hit the lake, I did locate some bait. I located bait in several different areas of the lake, but the bait was pinned to the bottom, and there were no hard marks around. And I'd gone through my whole repertoire. I'd covered a ton of water, and just nothing was working for me. So took a break around lunchtime, took Lucy out for a swim. We had a snack. She had some milk bones, and we regrouped after lunch. And my plan was actually to switch over to night crawlers and just try to grind out a couple strikes. So I went to a bank that's been pretty good to me over the years. I made a pass. I was getting ready to fish. I was actually talking to Wes Ward on the phone, and I started seeing scattered bait, and the bait wasn't on the bottom. The bait had lifted off the bottom. I don't know why. We'd come off a period of very unstable weather. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have fished the day before yesterday, but because of the coronavirus, lakes were closing all over, and I thought, you know what, you better get out and make hay while you can. I wasn't very optimistic about the swinging barometer and temperatures and stuff and the impact that was going to have on the bite, but hey, you got to fish when you can fish. So I'm out there. I'd had a tough morning, but after lunch, you know, I'm talking to Wes, I saw that bait start to lift off the bottom, and I went a little bit further down the bank, and I started seeing hard marks. I started seeing hard marks in and around that bait, scattered stuff, and then I got kind of to the end of this bank. There was a big hump there. There was scattered bait, and initially I saw probably 8 or 10 marks in and around that bait that I took to be rainbow trout. Well, I immediately swung around. I swung around his 5-mile-an-hour buoy. I got a speed spoon rigged up on one of my lead core rods. Rollins is a pond smelt lake, so I just grabbed a chrome on chrome speed spoon. The hump was down 25 feet or so, surrounded by 40 feet of water. So I dropped that speed spoon down to 20 feet, or where I thought, 20 feet would be. I had out 3 colors of lead core, and then about 25 feet of backing, which should put me in that 18 to 20 foot range. I bumped my speed up to 2.7, 2.8 miles an hour. I came across that hump, and you saw it on the video. Almost an instant hookup, and it was game on after that. So why would you want to power troll for trout? There's 2 reasons. One, cover a maximum amount of water. That's why I usually start out in the morning power trolling. It allows me to cover a maximum amount of water. Now, sometimes I catch fish right away power trolling, but other times it allows me, by covering a bunch of water, it allows me to find a concentration of fish, okay? That played out for Wes and I week before last up at Collins Lake. We started out fast, we weren't doing much, but we ended up in the narrows and we found a concentration of fish. They wouldn't respond to speed spoons and mag lips and stuff like that, but we found the fish relatively quickly, and then we started experimenting on them, and we figured out how we could catch them. And it didn't open the floodgates for us, but we did end up with a pretty good day, a couple fish over 3 pounds, and a very productive outing overall. But really, kind of the cornerstone start of that success was power trolling until we located those fish, kind of taking their temperature and then adapting to what they were telling us. Okay, so reason number 1 is covering water. Reason number two is that power trolling, when you do find some aggressive fish that want to feed, fish that are willing to chase, it allows you to rack up strikes very quickly. And that's important because you never know how long a bite window is going to last. I've been out and I've power trolled all day, and I've caught fish all day long. Fish are aggressive all day, and it's great and it's fun, and you have 20 or 30 hookups, maybe more throughout the day. But day before yesterday is a good example. That bite window opened up and I thought I was going to catch 10, 12, 20 fish. No, my dad wanted some fish. I caught that first fish. I think I hooked 6 more, landed 4, and it was over. The bite just died. I don't know why. I don't know what the condition was, but the bait scattered, the hard marks disappeared, and the bite went right back to being as tough as it was before it started. And so I probably had maybe a 40-minute window there. If I'd have been trolling 1 mile an hour, I wouldn't have got my dad a limit of rainbows. I might have got a couple hookups. That might have been the whole day. So 2 reasons to power troll. 1, to cover water. 2, to maximize success when you find aggressive fish. And that's what power trolling is all about. When you're catching fish doing it, it's about triggering reaction strikes. You show the fish, fish that are feeding on bait. Up at Rollins, it was a pond smelt bite. You show them something reminiscent of what they're feeding on, and you zip it through the strike zone quickly. They're fired up, the adrenaline's flowing, they react, and you got them. It's fish on. So when do you power troll? Well, I like to start out the day power trolling. As I said, if you don't catch fish doing it, at least it allows you to cover a lot of water and locate fish. The second time I do it is when I see a condition change, okay? There's a few different conditions that call for power trolling, but you gotta keep your eyes on them. You gotta use your senses. One is wind, breeze, white caps, small white caps. You don't want to be out when it's unsafe, but surface chop creates current. Rainbows love current. They'll pull up into it, and when they feel current, they want to feed. Second, surface chop makes the fish feel safe. Instinctively, they know stuff up above them is a threat, whether it's a bird or a boat or whatever. And whenever you got surface chop created by breeze, the fish just feel more comfortable, and when they feel more comfortable, they are apt to react and feed. So whenever I see surface chop, whenever the wind comes up, I think about speeding up, and I think about giving, power trolling a try. The other time to try it is when you see signs that the conditions are changing. Yesterday, the temperature spiked up. It went from 48 to 50. That was probably the catalyst for the bite yesterday after lunch, or the day before yesterday. Temperature went from 48 to 50, and I started seeing the marks on my sonar. And when I saw those marks, when I saw that bait pull up, when I saw the fish, you know, marks in that bait, I knew it was time to up my speed and start power trolling. Does it always work out that way? No. Sometimes you'll see the marks and you still won't be able to get them to go. But if you see marks like that, get the slow stuff off your line, speed up, show the fish, you know, an aggressive presentation, and see if you can get them to go. So what lures do I use for power trolling? And I'm going to tell you straight away, I am biased, but having said that, my main consideration is getting strikes and getting as many strikes as I can when I'm power trolling. So my #1 spoon for that work is a spoon I developed myself. It is called the Speed Spoon. They're big, they're dense, they work great from 2.5 to 4 miles an hour. They track true. I know right where they are in the water column, and they have proven to be extremely effective at tempting fish that are in an aggressive mindset, fish that want to go, fish that want to feed. This will trigger reaction strikes from those fish. Now, I do use other spoons. This one it needs no introduction to anybody, really neither one of these do. One is the 1/6 ounce Speedy Shiner. It is a winner. It's been a winner for a long time. It's a great power trolling lure. And the other one is the Max Lure Humdinger. You get this thing up above 2.5, and it is a very deadly lure. It's a great lure for power trolling. Both of these track true, just like my Speed Spoons. They work real well. A lot of spoons, they don't work well for you know, for power trolling, for speed trolling. Stuff like, you know, those little things that Sepp used to market, his little lure, or needlefish, or, you know, stuff like that, the old Rainbow Runner. They just don't work well at high speeds. They start to spin, they lose their action. They're just not effective if you want to get up above 2.5, 3 miles an hour and really hammer those fish that you think are aggressive. So the handful of spoons that I showed you, they're very good. The Speed Spoon, the Speedy Shiner, the Humdinger, proven track record, they're awesome. Plugs have a place in this mix too. What would a trout tackle box be without a Rapala? Now, Rapalas are great. They work great at 2.5 to 4 miles an hour. Obviously, they have a great minnow profile. They work very well. The downside of using a plug is that they dive, and you have to consider that whether you're trolling with a downrigger or you're trolling with lead core. You have to factor in how deep the plug is diving, because knowing the exact depth of your plug is very important. Those fish I got at Rollins the day before yesterday, they were about 25 feet deep. They were surrounded by 40 feet of water, and you had to get your lure very close to those fish without hitting the bottom in order to hook up. There's a bunch of wooden stuff down there. If you hit the bottom, you're probably going to snag. So knowing where the lure was in the water column was important. So if you're going to power fish with or power troll with plugs, you need to know how much the plug is diving behind your lead core or behind your downrigger ball. The other plug that works very well is the Yakima Bait Mag Lip. Again, they dive. You got to know where they are in the water column, but this lure is super versatile. You control these slow or fast. The skip beat action, it is a great trigger when the fish are aggressive, when you're trolling quickly. But again, you got to play with these a little bit. You got to know where the plug is in relation to your downrigger weight or to the end of your lead core line. But with a little experience, that's not a huge problem. Now for me, I like to pull spoons. When I'm power trolling, most of the time I'm pulling spoons because I don't have to deal with, you know, kind of calculating the dive. And like I say, I just use a handful of them. I use my Speed Spoons. I use those almost exclusively now because, you know, it's the spoon that I developed for doing that work. But you can also use Speedy Shiners, you can use the Humdingers. To some extent, you can use crocodiles, although some guys tell me they have a lot of problems with line twists when they're using crocodiles when they're trolling fast. I haven't experienced that, but some guys do. So anyway, that is power trolling for trout in a nutshell. I know there's a lot of guys out there that are reluctant to do it. A lot of guys are locked into that I troll at 1.5 mile an hour, you know, range, and I catch fish doing it. Absolutely, you can catch a lot of fish trolling at those traditional low speeds. But if you put power trolling into your repertoire, you're gonna catch more fish, you're gonna have an easier time locating fish, and when you find fish that wanna go, you're gonna catch more and bigger trout because you're gonna expose that lure to a lot more, you know, potential hookups in terms of putting it in front of more fish. More fish you put that lure in front of when they're aggressively feeding, the more fish you're gonna hook and the more fish you're gonna catch. It's as simple as that. Well, I've blabbered long enough. If you are looking for your own set of speed spoons, click on over to the Fish Hunt Shoot Production store. There's a link here somewhere. We will get a set out to you. They come in 6 colors. They are absolutely devastating on aggressive fish. They're a great lure for covering water. They're a great lure for trolling between 2.5 and 4 miles an hour. I swear by them. If you have speedy shiners in your box, by all means use those. Humdingers, Rapalis, that stuff will work too. The bottom line is, if you're not, you know, power trolling at least part of the time, you need to incorporate that into your repertoire. It's going to allow you to find fish more quickly, and when you do find, you know, aggressive fish, you're going to catch more and bigger trout. And that's what this channel is all about. I'm trying to help you catch more and bigger trout more consistently. Anyway, I'm Kel Kellogg. Everybody stay safe out there. You have a wonderful day. I want to thank you guys for all the support. Please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification so you'll always know what I'm talking about on YouTube. And I will catch you next time right here on the Fish Hunt Shoot Productions YouTube channel. I'm Kel Kellogg. I will see you later.